What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony AJ Joshua. Get this, Joshua's next fights on the radar are in March in Saudi Arabia, and they are Hrgovic, Zhang, or Ngannou is also mentioned. Eddie Hearn, promoter of former two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, says that the British star's next fights could still be on target for March, okay? And he said right now we have 3 fights, and it doesn't involve Deontay Wilder, okay? Before March and aim, as we discuss this, the winner of Fury versus Usyk. That is what we want to do. Obviously, there's Hrgovic out there for the world title. There's Francis Ngannou and the other heavyweights as well. The Zhang fight possibly as well with Queensberry, okay? And the good thing about that is, you know, Zhilei Zhang is signed with Queensberry. Queensberry and Matchroom are getting closer and closer together since they successfully put together one of the biggest cards with help of other promoters, you know, that we've seen in the last decade or the last 20 years, honestly. So it's a good thing that these guys are working with each other, so we won't have this he said, she said, or, you know, back and forth, this rivalry between this and that, and where is it going to be? And, you know, it's not going to be that hard anymore, I don't think. I hope it isn't. But Hrgovic, Zhang, and Francis Ngannou are very good fights for AJ for very big different reasons. I think if I had to guess, I don't think it would be Zhang nor Ngannou. I think it would be Hrgovic. Hrgovic is the closest way to the throne, the titles. I mean, why wouldn't it have been Hrgovic? Hrgovic is the guy that wants to fight, you know, he wants to fight AJ. Let him fight AJ. And I know because he's going to get that money, and he knows Saudi Arabia supplies that money. You know, he will put that opportunity for the mandatory up to fight AJ. But if he loses to AJ, he loses that opportunity to AJ. Now, Francis Ngannou, it would be strictly about a money grab. That would be a huge, massive fight. But we've already heard Francis Ngannou say that he wants the rematch between Tyson Fury, and he'll wait on that if need be. So I'm not sure on how he wants to wait or what he really wants to do. Now, Zhang, I think Zhang is another opportunity because the WBO is not as close to the throne as IBF because they're the next in formation. But Zhilei Zhang is the WBO mandatory interim champion since he snatched it from Joe Joyce. So what does that mean? That means if Joshua decides to fight Zhang, well, that means he could also be in line eventually for the WBO. The only reason why he would fight Filip Hrgovic is because Filip Hrgovic, with the IBF, they are known to strip their fighters if they don't get the mandatory fights made in time after winning these unification fights. We've seen it happen to Tyson Fury back in the day. We've seen it recently just happen to Terrence Crawford when he beat Spence. So yeah, the IBF will do that quick. They did it to Gennady Golovkin. You know, Gennady Golovkin had to fight Sergey Deverenchenko, and he decided to fight Canelo instead for the Ching Ching, and they ended up stripping him and giving that belt to Sergey Deverenchenko. So yeah, it could happen, and I can understand based on the formation of how the IBF does things. Yeah, that could be the same way. So yes, he's going to fight Filip Hrgovic. Why wouldn't he? Zhang is a tough-ass fight. Francis Ngannou is an experimental, tough-ass fight. So yeah, if I'm Joshua, I'm going after the closest way to the title, and that is through Filip Hrgovic. But you guys tell me what you think of Joshua's hit list next, soon to be, possibly in March. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch.